Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about something that's at the very heart of powerful storytelling, entangled desire. Think of it as the secret engine that drives your whole narrative forward. We're going to break down exactly how it works and, more importantly, how you can use it.
Okay, let me ask you something. As a writer, have you ever looked at your story and just felt, I don't know, like something's missing? You've got the characters, you've got a plot, but it all just feels a little flat. It doesn't have that spark, right? That tension that makes someone desperate to turn the page. It's a super common problem, but the solution usually comes down to one core thing.
And here it is. The lifeblood of your story is your character's desire. And I'm not talking about some vague wish like, I want to be happy. I mean a deep, driving need. When that's missing, or if it's unclear, the whole story just feels weak, like it's drifting aimlessly, because there's nothing really pushing it forward.
So let's get into the mechanics of this. I really want you to think of character desire as the engine of your story. I mean, without it, your car might look cool, but it's not actually going anywhere. This is what gives it all its power. So what exactly do we mean by desire in a story? We're talking about a specific, tangible goal. It has to have a clear direction, what are they moving towards, and a magnitude. I mean, how badly do they want it? A character who just wants to be happy is kind of boring, right? It's abstract. But a character who wants to reclaim their family's lost painting to restore their honor, now that is an engine. That's a story. And this is why it's so fundamental. A story only really starts to click, to feel cohesive and purposeful, when the desires of its characters are absolutely crystal clear. That clarity is what lets your audience get invested in their journey. It's how they understand their motivations and really feel the stakes. Okay, so a clear desire is the fuel. But what happens when you turn the key and that engine starts running? Well, it inevitably leads to the next crucial element, conflict. See, desire isn't just about a character's internal journey. It's about how that journey smashes into the world and, more importantly, into the desires of other people.
And what's so great about this is how simple and powerful this chain reaction is. I mean, think about it. Character A desires to protect a sacred forest. Character B desires to build a factory on that exact same land to make a profit. Their desires are fundamentally opposed. That difference doesn't just allow for conflict, it makes conflict absolutely inevitable. And that conflict, that is your plot. That's what drives the whole thing forward.
So we see how opposing desires create that external conflict, the engine of the plot. But what about the internal conflict? That's where desire starts to show its dark side, especially when it gets tangled up with what other people have. This is where stories can get this incredible psychological depth, by exploring that destructive path that starts with simple envy and can end in complete ruin. And this just lays it out so perfectly. It starts so subtly, right? Just comparison, looking at what someone else has, their life, their talent, whatever. But that little seed of comparison can grow into this deep, painful envy. And if it's left unchecked, that envy just festers and hardens into an all-consuming obsession. And the final tragic step is self-negation. This is where the character no longer wants to have what the other person has. They want to be that person, completely destroying their own identity in the process. You know, if you want to see a total masterclass in this destructive progression, you have got to check out the recent series Ripley. It's a perfect, modern case study of how this exact psychological journey can fuel a gripping, totally unforgettable story. The whole story is this powerful, almost clinical look at this very idea. It doesn't pull any punches in showing how one person's unchecked desire can become like a black hole, just pulling in and destroying not just their own life, but the lives of everyone they touch. So what can writers take away from it? Ripley, which is based on a classic novel and the incredible film Purple Noon, is a deep examination of the power of a single, consuming desire. It masterfully shows the devastating ripple effect on others, and it gives you that unflinching look at the path to self-negation we just talked about. Honestly, it's a must-watch for any writer interested in dark character psychology. Okay, so we've explored the theory, we've looked at a really compelling case study. What does this all mean for you, the writer? It all comes down to one essential and very delicate task.
This right here is the core takeaway. Your most important job is to clearly and delicately establish these entangled desires. Clearly, so the audience understands the stakes and motivations, and delicately, because the most compelling desires are complex, they're nuanced, and they're deeply human. That's the real art of great storytelling.
And that leaves us with one last thought to take back to your own work. Look at your protagonist, your antagonist, every major character. Ask yourself, What is their specific, driving desire? And even more importantly, where is it pointing them? Towards salvation or towards ruin? The answer to that question is the very heart of your story.